Hello guys, welcome back to Savage Appetites episode 4. You're here with me, Taran, and my lovely co-host Alex, aka Just Food. How are we?
Episode 4. Did you ever think it was going to get this far?
4 in. 4. You know what? Actually, every episode gets a bit more like kind of easier, a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Because it is one thing that having a conversation in the pub over 6 Guinnesses to us sitting in a room here with 3 cameras and a young woman here. It's usually your bedroom set.
I can't. You're not allowed to call her younger.
Yes, I know.
I tried to use young Jamie, the Joe Rogan thing on our young Yasmin the other day in a group chat, and she referred to me as aging Alex, and I was like, that's the last time I referred to you as young Yasmin.
Absolutely love that.
It
was very good alliteration.
I liked
to be fair.
it.
Yeah.
I
was actually creasing when I read that.
I was like, so what we got for today's show for our lovely listeners?
Well, we'll just do a little catch up, get to know what we've been since the last episode.
Loosen up.
And then what is quite interesting is, I think, the story. I mean, what people ask you all the time is, and I think it's a young generation now, if you ask people what they want to be when they're older, now, one of the top answers for a younger generation is to be a YouTuber. So I'm assuming influencer.
Yeah.
So I thought that'd be a nice conversation to say, okay, well, if you were to be a food influencer, what does it take? What do you need to be a food influencer? And also, how restaurants could use food influencers.
Yeah.
Because I think that's just a new avenue of marketing, and it's been prevalent for the past few years. Like, let's be honest with it. But you being a food influencer, what would you like to hear from restaurateurs? And then even how could you maximize their brand?
Yeah, I think there's two sides of it. So obviously there's a lot of food bloggers and foodies out there, and a lot of people post on Instagram and they're trying to grow their page, and it is really, really difficult. So we're going to give you some tips on what you can do, best practices of what I've learned over the last three and a half years. And then for businesses, I see so many businesses that have a stigma against influencers, and I think honestly it comes down to a lot of businesses, you're not utilizing the right people for your brand. So we're going to give you some tips on how to find the right influencers, how to use them appropriately, how to pay them more money.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. or
not,
or you sack them all off and you get AI to do it.
Yes.
So this is a challenge. We've got a challenge, actually. I said to Alex, we met earlier on in the pub, and I said, what, do you think AI will be a part of this kind of food influencer world? And will AI kind of take over? So I'm going to pitch AI, ChatGPT, versus Alex to do a food review. At the end of the pod, we're going to do a bout, a head to head.
You know what? This is one of the challenges. I don't actually feel confident. I think AI is just eventually that's just going to take all our jobs. It's definitely going to take my job. If you just scanned every video that I've ever done, AI could just bash up a review. You could just so do a review of a Big T barbecue and just go bing. There'd be a reel already edited.
Could AI have a nice quiff though?
That's the strength. If Elon Musk creates a quiff robot, I quiff, then I'll be sat there watching TV sweating.
Go on, then, what have you been up to anyway since last time?
All right, so last episode when we were filming, I'd actually been to 2 really good places, and I was like, I'm going to save them for next week. So I've actually been doing a bit of Pakistani food.
Yeah,
because I've got a huge list of recommendations that I just haven't been ticking off. So 2024, get back to my roots, go to some good hidden gems. So the first place I went to, recommended all the time, Nayab Handi.
Okay. Down
in Al Wasl, like basically Satwa area.
Nice.
Pakistani restaurant's been there for like 30 years. They're known they do like this really good buffet.
Yeah.
And I went in there and he was trying to push me towards the buffet. I was like, I'm going to go a la carte. I want to get the real deal.
Nice.
Now they specialize in handi, which is like chicken in a sauce and gravy. Forgive me, I'm not Pakistani. I don't know Pakistani food that well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to explain as I understand it. Chicken slow cooked in this gravy sauce. And then they have this Afghani like bread, huge thing. It's like foot tall, 2 foot tall.
Love it, yeah.
Crispy, dunk it in the sauce, had a first mouthful.
Delicious.
Unbelievable.
What was the spice level?
Spice, it had a good kick. Not like overpowering. It wasn't like scary. It was just like a good little bit of heat on the back of the tongue, but creamy. It was oily, so it was fatty. It was rich.
Nice.
Mate, it was world class.
Really?
And then we had the mixed grill as well. You know mixed grills, when we first came to Dubai, mixed grills, Rawabi,
Reem Abawadi.
Yeah. Do you remember they used to do a big old mixed grill?
Yeah,
and now the mixed grills are getting smaller and smaller, and now you get like 3 skewers.
Yeah, you do. Is that, you know what? I've just noticed that, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it. And they'll charge you like 80 dirhams.
Exactly, yeah.
But, it's probably not there, but it's the crisis.
Yeah,
Food
obviously,
crisis,
I
world
think
crisis.
someone was telling me chicken's doubled, beef is basically doubled in price, so I get it.
Yeah.
You go to these guys, that is not the
They don't
case. You
care.
get like
They're living.
10.
They're winning over there.
They got big pieces of meat, they've got chicken, they've got fish, they've got lamb, and it was really, really good. So Nayab Handi in Satwa. Why have I not been there sooner? Sorry to all those people that recommended. Should have listened to you.
I want to go. You have to take me.
Have you got one?
Well, when I ask you what you've been up to, you just concentrate on food. I actually just want to know what you've been up to. Just your food. Yeah, because that's your job.
Unless we could talk about my 300-yard drive on the simulator, which
Go
I
on,
don't think
tell
any of our
them. I
listeners.
think the listeners really want to know that.
I've been going down to Golfcraft, Sanjay and Matt. They are absolute wizards. If any of you are into golf, go down to our cars. I know everyone's like, oh, is it open yet? Yes, it's open. They just haven't posted on Instagram yet because they've got a load of content coming. Go down there. After my last round, I was like, I need to work on this driver. Honestly, it was causing me so much stress.
Yeah.
Went in there, 5 minutes with Matt, 300-yard drive, 280-yard drive, carry, 285.
Are they the ones programming the simulator?
Yeah, they were like...
They're typing away. Oh,
Yeah.
you've hit 350
So you're going
yards.
for the new drive,
Yeah,
beep, 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 300.
Alex, you've just hit a world record.
Yeah, but this is why I don't talk about anything other than food, because it gets very boring for our listeners. What about yourself? What have you been up
Well, obviously, I'm climbing Kilimanjaro. Yes, grow up, whatever. I am.
to? Is it grow up?
Just because I keep talking about it. So, I'm climbing it this weekend. Well, I'm flying to Tanzania, then spending a week climbing the mountain.
And then you're going to do time in
Then
Tanzania afterwards? Or
No, then I'll come back and then fly back.
you should have done
Just to do the
Zanzibar.
pod.
You should have done Zanzibar.
Yeah, no, that was a plan, but Anu's going to Australia. So,
Again?
yeah, she's going again for a wedding. So it just didn't really make sense. She's in Australia, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just come back anyway. But I went to Ed Sheeran,
Yes, I heard
which
very
was
good
good
things.
fun. Really, really good fun. As obviously he's an amazing performer. I don't really listen to Ed Sheeran music, but I think his performance was fantastic. Only problem was there was no beer. As in, I got there, Heineken Silver had sponsored the whole thing. I mean, I'm talking there's a 50-meter bar, which is all Heineken Silver. And so I go there thinking, oh, I love Heineken Silver. Heineken Silver, please. No beer, sir. How? It's 9 o'clock. I've only just got here. No beer, sir. Eventually, I went down the bar, and then there was someone having beer Moretti. So
So they did have it. Like,
yeah, they had. It was basically Heineken Silver, beer Moretti. The person I spoke to, kind of a Heineken Silver? No, sir. No beer. Do you have the Moretti? No, sir. No beer. Okay, I was like, well, this is ridiculous.
Oh, what,
and
you
then I
walked down?
wandered down, and I was like, oh, I see you have Moretti. He's like, yeah, I'll give you Moretti. And I was like,
Never take no for an answer, eh?
well, when it comes to beer. And then the day after, I went to see Hamilton in Abu Dhabi.
Lewis Hamilton?
Well, this is the thing. All right, so when we bought these tickets ages ago, months ago.
Don't tell me you're thinking it was Lewis
Man,
Hamilton.
months ago. And Anu's like, right, got tickets to Hamilton.
You're
I
what?
went, result, the 8-time world F1 champion Lewis Hamilton, I'm going to meet and
7-time.
greet. No, it was about the American Revolution War. But anyway, it was fantastic, actually. The production was amazing. The actors are fantastic. The singing is
Yeah.
amazing. Great day. Great
I can't believe
evening.
you actually thought it was Lewis Hamilton. It's literally textbook Taz.
Oh, no. One day I'll meet you, buddy. Eat of the past week, shall I say. I went to, actually, no, because last time we spoke about Bira tacos.
Yes.
We talked a lot about, and then you talk about, it's kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
Pickle are doing their burgers and
Yes.
whatnot. So, I was in a Bira kind of mood. So, a few days afterwards, there's Amaze Tacos opposite me.
Yes.
So I went there, and I was like, I'm going to get the Bira tacos. But then, on the menu, in the specials, they have something what's called the quesadilla pizza, with Bira meat. And I was like, okay. I didn't even read the kind of description, right? I just went, Bira pizza.
It's a birria pizza.
I saw the quesadilla pizza.
Sold.
I went, I'll have one of them. 120 dirhams, quite expensive. But I was like, whatever, I'm going to get that. Thought nothing. I did a takeaway, so I got there, ordered it, waited to take it back home because I live on the road, so it's fine. I get it in the bag, and I'm like, in my mind, though, I'm thinking it actually is a pizza. I'm thinking it's a pizza, but with Bira meat and all the stuff on it, right? That's what I'm thinking in my
It's
head.
like a quesadilla, but only one side.
I just didn't really pay attention to it.
God,
I thought it was going to be a
Taz,
pizza.
Come on, you're a rookie, boy. Come on.
So then I get home, and I'm like, this box is not a pizza box, to be fair. It's more of a just square box. So I was like, okay, open it up, and essentially it is just a quesadilla with just the stuff on top as well. That's all it is, with Bira meat, some avocado, and needs to say, it was actually bang.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay,
really
good.
good, really good. But I was like, I'm going to have a little pizza. Anyway, and then I also had, because you mentioned it, baked Mariam,
Yes.
the chicken feta. Is it feta?
Yeah, feta with chicken.
Feta chicken with rice.
Yeah.
And that little drizzle of that yogurt, and that kind of like It's so hearty though.
Yeah.
It bangs.
Yeah.
Mate, it's so good.
I'm so happy you agree.
I don't. Yeah, you mentioned to me, you might not. I mean, it's not for everyone. You know what it is? It's because that rich kind of tahini, what kind of is like embedded.
Yes.
I don't know if it's tahini. I don't know if it is tahini, but I know they have this yogurt, which I think some
Oh,
some
the
of them
yogurt, is it Palestinian yogurt or something? It's like a little bit more sour.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god, it's
Anyway,
so good.
If you don't know, Bait Miriam do like Levant.
Palestinian,
cuisine.
yeah,
Palestinian Levant.
Levantine
Yeah,
food,
exactly. Levantine food, home style cooking.
Yeah,
So it's home style. So this is like this chicken feta is not really. I don't think it's something you would order from a restaurant.
No.
In their culture or their cuisine, it's like a more of a home. So you'd have that at home.
Oh, really?
Your mum will make it or whatever it may be. It's not really something you go out and eat. But obviously it's for us. You know, that's something we try. Anyway, amazing.
I'm so happy.
And then with that little you said get that chili sauce, which is kind of like
the red pepper.
It's that kind of like sour.
It is, yeah.
Chili.
It's like pickled, isn't it? Like
yeah, really good, really good. So I sat there and I
shocked.
literally was like a pig and shit, and I just like a trough, and I was eating it. And it's like this is so filling.
Yeah,
yeah.
I've literally eaten that. I think I must have had it like 7 times since I got back from Thailand. Like it's my go-to now. I just love it.
How is that?
Because it's chicken and rice. Then you got the yogurt, which is good for your gut microbiome, and a bit of heat on the chili. And it don't cost too much.
But I'm telling that must be like 2,000 calories.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to that. Can I tell you about one more place I went to?
Yes, please.
Go on my Instagram. Go on my Instagram right now because the video's doing quite well. Chapli kebab, 10 dirham chapli kebab.
You know why? Because everyone who has a bit of melatonin in their skin and they look a bit like me, chapli kebabs are just like they're so good. Depending on where you get them from, they're like the perfect meat, oily, fat.
Yeah,
you can get spice in there ratio.
And you know what? I haven't had too many chapli kebabs. I said on the video, I'm not the authority on chapli, so don't come for me in the comments, okay? But went down to this place in Satwa, Kebab Al Medina, really small place, probably only seats like 15 people at a max.
Nice.
And they come out with these massive, they look like a steering wheel.
Yeah,
chapli kebabs. Yeah. And he does one which was just like normal, like pan fried, crispy on the outside, juicy meat in the middle, got like onion, tomato, chilies, like dead spice.
How big did you see him cook it, right?
You don't, because it's through a little hatch.
Oh, okay, fine.
But it's just that. And then they do the other one with Nali, with bone marrow, which is a little bit bigger. They do like a special one. Obviously, that one was super fatty.
Yeah.
But like meaty, umami, juicy. Oh my God, it was so
I think
good.
like in Pakistan and some places in India, they have this kind of like a massive kind of like almost like a wok kind of thing. And it's just full of oil, right?
Yeah.
And they have all the kind of patty and they kind of smack it on the side and they just slide it in and it cooks and they flip it over and they pull it back out. So that's kind of the traditional way of how they cook it. And then just people around there, you just go in, get, it's like on the street.
Yeah.
So
it's like street food. And then they come out with loads of fresh bread and they keep topping up and they have a sauce. So you just take the bread, get the chapli, dunk it in the sauce. 10 dirhams.
So good.
Take
10 dirhams?
My money. Yeah. Take literally 10 dirhams.
Per chapli?
Per chapli, yeah.
What?
Take my money, and they are sick.
I'm off.
Someone said they're the best.
I'm going now.
There it is.
Wow. Okay, fair enough. Well, considering that you put that on your socials and consider you are a food influencer, should we dive in? Let's get into the nitty and gritty of what it is to be a food influencer. I know you're kind of building this series on kind of discussing of if people want to get into this industry and they see that as a career path for them. I know you're kind of building something like that. So I think this is kind of a nice opportunity to kind of like talk about what it actually takes.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's a good idea. Obviously, like I said at the start, loads of people want to get into this. Obviously, the hardest thing is actually making it a career, from it going from a hobby to actually being able to monetize and make it a career. And still, when I talk to people like to this day, and they say, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm a food blogger. They're, "Oh, can you make a living from that?" It's like you can actually.
Yeah. I was actually going to ask you, like, when people say, "Oh, what do you do, Alex?" You just say, "I'm
a food blogger." Like influencer. Let's face it, I'm a food influencer. It's just influencers just got so many negative connotations to it because like influencers have just taken advantage of people for the last 5-10 years since social media was around. So I don't blame it. Like. But brands are super skeptical about influencers. People are really skeptical about influencers. They don't trust them. And I'm like, I completely understand why. So part of my kind of strategy for the blog moving forward is like how to improve the quality of the food blogging industry in Dubai. Like what can I do to assist? We'll have a course coming out eventually. You've always been lazy with the filming. But anyway, So yeah, we wanted to do some tips on like how you get started.
Yeah, I think you've got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of discussion points we'll talk about just from if you want to be a food influencer. So I think you said to me, we'll go for each one.
Yeah.
So and I've got them here with me. So you say find your niche.
Yes.
As a number one, not number one, but a step into this world.
Yeah, I think finding your niche, like if you go on any video on YouTube about how to become like an influencer or a blogger, like finding your niche is always pushed as the most important thing. And I do think it is the case because you're going to be doing this day in, day out for the rest of your life. It needs to be something you're passionate about because like I love food. I can eat food all day long. I can talk about food all day long.
Yeah.
And even me at times, I'm just like, I am so sick to death of this that I just couldn't eat another thing.
Yeah.
So the way that I was actually reading a book called Ikigai, which is a Japanese concept around like finding your passion, your calling in life. So basically there was like 4 things. It was like number 1 is like, what are you passionate about?
Yeah.
So what can you wake up and you want to do? If you were a multi-billionaire, what would you do to like fill your time basically? The other thing is like, can you make money from it?
Yeah.
Does the world need it?
Mm-hmm.
And what are your unique skills?
Okay. So that's where maybe the niche part of it.
Yeah, imagine like a
Find your
4-way
niche.
Venn diagram. So
Yeah,
this is what you want to find. So it needs to be something you're passionate about. Does the world need it? Yes, because there's already people doing it. Can
Yeah.
you monetize it? Yes, people are already doing it. The hardest thing is like, what are your unique skills? So they say if you're one of those people that you struggle to find what your unique talents are, go to your family and friends. So I sat down with Lyndon and Polton and Cam and my mum and my dad and my sister. I was like, what am I good at that no one else is good at? Or like, that's how they kind of phrase it, but like don't go that much. And they were like, you're really good in front of camera, you're great at telling stories, and that was it. And you love food.
Go get a job.
Yeah, and you love food. So I was like, for me, I was like, okay, what's something that I could do that ticks all those boxes? And a food blog was the thing. But your thing might be, you know, you can video game for 20 hours straight without a break. You know, you could be in love with pets and animals or just helping animals, and you know, whatever your passion is, you need to build that, because that will be able, you will be able to stay far more consistent longer term, and obviously you just enjoy what you do.
But I guess that when you say find your niche, then is that a question of, well, then so many people do it, what's the kind of attitude against, you know, quote unquote competing with established influencers?
See, the niche really helps with this, because it's like, say for instance your niche is you really understand Pakistani food, like you understand every region, every cuisine type, you know, all the places in Dubai that do the best Pakistani food. That's your niche. Start there. Like
start there, exactly.
Start there. You don't have to. Don't pigeonhole yourself. Like there was a guy that I met when I first started. He loved burgers, but he only ever reviewed burgers. And it's like, as many burgers as there are in Dubai, once you pigeonhole yourself in burgers, you'll only get approached by burger joints. And that happened with me when I first started as well. I was doing too many burgers. Yeah. So you start where your niche is, because then you've got the competitive edge, because you've got that unique knowledge and skill set where you know it better than everyone else. Yeah. Also, get on short form content. Like, this is
short form content is king right now.
It is the biggest opportunity for anyone our age at the moment to build a business. Is if you can learn how to make short
within the realms
videos,
of this influencer business.
I think even outside of that, in terms of marketing as a whole, like if you can create short form videos for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and you can get people to watch them to the end, you're never gonna have to worry about money.
I guess that's definitely how a certain demographic, and I say a younger generation, I don't want to use younger generation like acting like the kids, because it's not about but it's not, and to be fair, it's not about younger generation. It's just the way we interact with brands today is a bit different to what brands used to, how you would interact with a brand 20 years ago. Like totally different. Like how our parents interacted with a brand, a business, it's totally different to what it is now. So, and I don't think it should be, oh, social media marketing. Well done, Taran and Alex. Thanks for telling us about this. But I guess it's what you're saying is like, yes, there is that kind of world of this kind of food influencer, but then to make yourself known and for you to do that, you have to concentrate on your kind of key skills and what you're passionate about. So finding that niche is probably the way forward.
That is, like, someone said to me, like, if you build a business around being yourself, you'll never have any competitors, because no one can ever compete with you at being you, I
guess. And then that means like stop thinking about, that's another thing you mentioned is like stop thinking about what others think.
That's a big thing. Like people obviously when they first start out, they're like, oh, people are going to think of this, think of that about me, and it's just like, they get perfection paralysis, where they're so worried about how they're going to be perceived by their peers or their friends or the family that they just end up, or they want their content to be flawless and spotless, that they just end up not posting anything. No, not quite. So when I first started, I had a video saved on my phone for 4 months before I posted it. Just sat there. And
what were you? And also, were you worried about what your peers would think?
No, I think it was more the fear of failure. Like, you can never fail at something if you don't try in the first place. So it's like a security blanket. It's like a comfort zone. You're like, well, if I don't post it, then I can never get rejected. And it wasn't until someone was like, you need to post that video. I posted that first video and it got like 1,000 views or something.
Did it?
Yeah, it got
off the bat?
Literally like 1,000 views. I think I got 200 followers in like my first day. And I was like,
what was it?
It was High Joint.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was my first ever post.
What was it, like a
just
reel?
like a day, literally, like reel. It was a reel.
Really?
Well, it wasn't a reel. The reels weren't out. It was a video. Yeah, it was a video.
But okay.
But literally just talking. You can ask like Dr. Hamad from Hydra, and he's like, we still remember you came in. And he was like, this guy's gonna be big. Like, trust me. But it was it's you have to not get held up with trying to make every post perfect. You just need to post anything. Like, people will not care about this post 10 years down the line. I always use this in my mind. Like, obviously, if you post shit or constantly, they will remember that because you lose your credibility. But
true.
Just start posting.
How do you decide then what's the best platform for you? Which is one of the other things you mentioned. Which is the best platform?
This is tough because when you see which ones you can grow quickest on, like TikTok at the moment is still a huge opportunity. Like, there's like influencers that I know that really leverage TikTok at the start that have got millions of followers in the same time that I've got like a couple 100K. And it's because people are so much more engaged. Like, anyone who has TikTok knows you can sit there for 4 or 5 hours and just drain your time away. It's super addictive.
I never really used TikTok. I'm starting to use it more because in what we do now, and I was like,
don't even go down there. It's so addictive. It's really bad.
So are you then? How prevalent are you then on TikTok?
So when I first started, I was posting on TikTok just after COVID when people were really on it. So I always tell this story. My first 3 posts, I post on Instagram and TikTok at the same time. Instagram got like 1,000 views, 500 views, maybe like 800 views. My TikTok one went 100 views, 150 views, 400,000 views.
What?
Yeah, I got 4,000 followers in the first week on TikTok, and the reason is TikTok gives you one big mammoth. And then you're in, baby. You are.
What video was that one?
Same one. I think it was the Hydro one. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And it literally just it takes it and it goes, this is good content. Let's blow it up, and then just watch this guy just grind.
Bits.
Yeah. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to post them both at the same time. By the time I got like 30,000 or 40,000 followers on TikTok, I probably was only at like maybe 5,000 on Instagram.
Okay, then from that, in terms of monetizing, this is it like the what is it? I don't know what's the terminology for like views per.
Yeah, it's like CPMs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so because TikTok gives you these views quite easily when you first start out, when you're using it regularly. Therefore, everyone's blowing up. So like everyone's got a huge following. So therefore, the value isn't quite there unless you've got a huge amount of followers on there. And even when we were getting approached for partnerships on TikTok, they were offering maybe like a couple of 100 dirhams or like barter deals for like maybe a meal. Once I started growing on Instagram is really where you can make a living, because in this region, like Instagram is still king. It's
how do you make money from? Is it Instagram directly or is it the brands?
It's from brands. So brands over in Dubai, we're quite fortunate. It is an influencer marketplace.
100%.
I think because the competition is so much, there's so many restaurants opening, it's so hard to stand out that people really do leverage influencers over here. So brands will pay you to come by and create content for them, whether it's a review style that I do, or whether it's just they want you to create a reel for them or some stories to highlight a new menu or a new opening. If you can create content for a brand, they will pay you for it. If you can create good content, they will pay you for it.
So you don't get money from Meta?
No, you can when you go on Facebook. I missed the mark. Like, I literally kick myself. Wow. If I'd linked my Instagram with my Facebook when I first started, I'd literally be getting paid by Meta.
Because so that is. But then why is it not? Why is it not through Instagram?
I didn't click the
But
and
why
then
does it
click
have
the
to go
button.
through Facebook?
No, because it's the same thing. So when you post on Instagram, if you link your accounts when you first start, everything you post on Instagram automatically gets loaded on your Facebook.
Yeah, I get it.
And
yeah.
then you're getting views on Instagram and views on Facebook. And when you've got views on Facebook, you can then monetize on Facebook.
So that's what I mean. So you can't monetize on Instagram directly. It has to
No,
be,
you can get
monetization is only on Facebook.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you can get monetized by Instagram, but correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't heard people in this region doing it unless they've got like seriously big followings.
Okay,
I might
fine.
say I'm not monetized on
So then,
Instagram.
okay, then you talked about there's all these restaurants opening all the time in Dubai.
Yeah.
And I agree. There's just so many, and
Yes.
it's hard for anyone to kind of grasp about where should I go next and what's the new opening and whatnot. So
Yeah.
then, how do you find the restaurants to work with?
The most important thing, the thing that I really learned is like the community that you build. So I was quite fortunate when I first came into the space. I got kind of pulled in by some industry guys. Before you knew, I was in a WhatsApp chat with like 50 die-hard foodies. Like, you think I'm a foodie? You think you're a foodie? These guys are another level. Like, they are traveled. They know every dish, every
Love
cuisine.
it.
So we were constantly messaging, what's good? Is anyone being here? What's good for this cuisine? The amount of places that I learned, the amount of things that I learned. Like, I never had Iranian food in my entire life until I met these guys. And then you go and have Iranian food, you're like, this is insane. Like,
Exactly.
It's the people you
It's
know.
almost it's almost nice watching, I guess, for people who have been subscribed to you since day dot.
Yeah.
Seeing you grow to obviously where you are now, and all the kind of variety of foods and all the cultures you're being exposed to.
Yeah.
Considering like you can love food if you, it doesn't matter what, because you could just focus. You could be somewhere in India and you love Indian food, and you can still love food, and food is everything, and not tried, I don't know, another Greek cuisine.
Yeah.
You can still be a foodie at the heart of it, but then I guess once you kind of like open up to that and like, oh, I'll try this pocket of food, that pocket of culture, then you kind of get a bit more well versed in the universe of this kind of food culture.
That's it. And that's the most exciting thing is like, you meet like one of the bloggers like Indian, they take you down and they give you like the best Indian food that they know, or then you have like Iranian, or you have Turkish food, and you never had Turkish food before, and then you get the really quality stuff, and you're just exploring that culture through their food. For me, is like the absolute like best thing ever.
Fair enough. Then from that's, I guess they're kind of key takeaways if you were wanting to be an influencer.
Yes.
If we were to flip it,
Before we flip it,
kind of.
monetizing, because we haven't really spoken about it.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
The one thing I would say to like people who are doing it as a hobby is you need to value your time. Like, if you're going down to these restaurants, you're filming, you're coming back, you're editing, you post on your social, that is worth something. Even if it's only worth 100 dirhams, you have to break this mentality of it's just a hobby, I can't make money from this, and literally just start saying, I'm adding this value, I'm going to ask for 50 dirhams or 100 dirhams. Because once you change that little switch in your mind, say, my time is valuable and I'm charging for this.
Yeah.
And every restaurant will be like, oh, 100 dirhams to come and film a reel. Yeah, no worries, we'll pay you that.
Yeah, exactly. In the grand schemes, it's not that much. How do you find out your value?
I think there's different things that you can do. I used to set like an hourly wage in my head that I'd be like, that I think I was worth. And I used to set up packages. So I'd have like the small package, the medium, and the large. And everyone would always say the medium. And then I'd move the medium up and down to try and figure out where it was.
You know, there's actually strategic. There's like, it's called like ladder marketing strategy. It's about how you position costs of things. So Apple do it really well. It's like, well, if I say you get this. The cheapest version, then we'll offer you another one which has that little added extra feature, but it's an extra this amount of money. Then we have the other version, the higher version, where look, if you just pay a couple more $100, you can actually get the bigger version, the one with the more storage. And you basically go up that ladder to the point where you're probably spending the most you can do, and it's just a normal marketing strategy of how to increase. So some brands, so that's why you don't usually get one or two. It's like if we put the third one in, if you go one or two, I think there's a theory people goes to the lowest. So it's like, well, if you put a middle one in,
they'll always go the middle.
We'll go middle because I'm not getting the cheapest. I don't really need the more expensive one. Middle one, I get more value for my money. So there's a whole strategy, and we can dive into it a bit more. It's called ladder marketing strategy.
See, I thought I'd invented it. So
exactly.
If your middle one is, if everyone's taking your lowest package, you're probably too expensive. If everyone's taking your higher package, you're too cheap. And it's like that's what we did. But
and you do that over time. You just evolve,
and then you just gradually increase it.
Marcus Brownie, he does the tech views. I don't know if you know. He has such a good video on it. He talks about how Apple do it. It's called ladder marketing strategy, or ladder, I don't know exactly, finance strategy.
Yeah.
And he literally explains it so beautifully about how they do it, and
That's
you watch it, you're like, fuck yeah, that's me, you know.
Yeah,
But you know, it is what the game to game.
exactly.
Good. All right. Well, okay. Then flip it from if you want to be an influencer. Now put the old restaurateur hat
Yes.
on. I'm a restaurant owner.
Yeah.
I'm a restaurant business. How to find an influencer who's the shit and not shit? That's
yeah,
that's
that's
that's a $1 million
at
question.
the end of the day, that's literally what you need to do. As a restaurant, obviously, there's so many influencers and bloggers and people with big followings.
Yeah.
The thing that I would always say to them is like, think about your top 5 hashtags that you would want content or your restaurant to fall under. So like Dubai food, Dubai restaurants, Dubai eats, Dubai foodie, blah, 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 etc.,
Yeah.
etc. Go through those hashtags, click on the top performing posts and go through every single one of them and just make a note. Follow those people. And you'll start to notice a trend that the same names are popping up in each of the hashtags
Yeah.
under the top section. So that means these people's content is getting pushed by the algorithm. It's performing the best. These
Therefore,
are
it'll be good for you. I think,
exactly.
So,
So these are like your bellwethers. These are the ones that you need to be paying for because they're going to guarantee you results. The other ones, if they've got a little bit lower following but they're still getting good engagement and good number of views, is you really want to try and then work with them on a barter arrangement. So if they've got under 10,000 followers, if you can utilize 10 or 20 a month that can come to your restaurant, all you need to fork out, particularly if you've got a cheap food, say like a pizza or some noodles.
yeah.
If you can get 10 or 20 micro influencers to go out there, create content for you, reels, stories, photos, not so much because they don't really get valued by the algorithm as much.
Yeah.
If you can get like 10 or 20 a month to come in and create your content for you, and all you need to do is offer maybe like a dish or two,
That's easy money.
it's easy money.
It's
Like,
easy marketing.
and these guys, they understand the platforms. They're on there every day. They know how to make content.
That's the point.
That's it.
They are the experts in that. You are, as
Yeah.
a restaurateur, I mean, obviously, depending on what restaurant you are an expert at building a restaurant. and
Yes.
creating these wonderful dining experiences with amazing food, having the right chefs, right staff, and whatever decor. These guys are the best on social media, the best at marketing in terms of getting brands out or doing what they love. So it just kind of makes sense. Like, and for you to make a dish for them in terms of cost wise, it's nothing.
Like, there is obviously a cost to food, and you need to weigh that into the equation.
Yeah, but you're not A5 Wagyu bloody
some people
Kobe.
are. Like, some people are, and maybe that's, you then
not
need
to
to
like
be,
50, that's what I'm saying. Maybe
Yeah.
like to a few.
if it's more fast food and casual eateries,
Yeah.
you want to work with more micro influencers. And maybe if you've got budget at the end of the month and you want to spend on promoting a new menu or something like that, get one of your bellwethers, get your big boys in there,
Yeah.
make it very transparent. I'm looking for these kind of results. Can you deliver them? Look,
Yeah.
the next thing is like doing your due diligence, which I can never normally say.
You said it right there. You
said
did,
it right.
yeah.
I took it slowly.
I know you were panicking about that word.
I was.
Yeah.
Go through their page, look how many views they're getting
Yeah.
consistently. Look how many comments, what people are engaging with their content.
Yeah.
Look at the quality of their content as well. So look at, are they filming on phone? Are they filming on camera? Are there quick cuts? Does it
Yeah.
look slick? Does it look smooth? Does it fit with your brand?
You know what I think down to that?
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily need to be filmed on wonderful cameras. It just needs to feel authentic
Yeah.
to
yeah.
speak to their audience. Because you
That's
can do, if it's all about storytelling, you can do that on an iPhone.
Yeah.
And you can do it on a bloody red camera, which costs 10 grand. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it may
That's
be.
it.
So I think it's just that authenticity is like, do they capture that story well?
Yes.
And does it resonate with their audience?
Yeah. And make sure, like, the thing I see over here is restaurateurs and restaurants, they tend to work with people based on the number of followers that they have. And they think that's going to guarantee them conversion
true.
and traffic and footfall.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm going to work with this woman. She's got 500,000 followers, but she does family content for kids and, or it's a PT, a fitness influencer, and he's got 1 million followers, but he drives around a Lamborghini and goes to, West Palm every weekend. But we're going to get him to highlight our burger. It doesn't really fit. Like, they've got to fit your brand identity.
Yeah.
You'll be able to tell them about that.
We can. We are going to do a whole episode on like how to create a brand and what's important to a brand from ground up. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I do as a job, which I mentioned, as I help build brands to become their true authentic self,
Yeah.
from strategy all the way to more visual language and everything all around. So I think we'll definitely dive into it in
I
terms
can't
of
wait for that because I want to.
it's really. I mean, there's I think there's loads of insights that we can bounce off and just kind of talk about. So then, like, going on to your last point when we spoke about this is how to generate that ROI
Yeah.
when working with influencers. Is like, how do they see? Is it to them is like, well, I'm getting more people in the restaurant and I'm guessing this is working. Like, how do for them to see, was that the right decision?
Yeah.
Did it work?
You need to define what ROI looks for you. Like
Yeah.
some restaurants, they've just opened, brand new opening. They obviously want footfall, but they also want to shout and make some noise and let people know that they're there. Because without that, it doesn't matter if you have a full restaurant for a day. If no one knows where you are,
Yeah.
you're gonna rely on word of mouth, and it's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
So, is it, are you looking for brand awareness? Are you looking to just make some noise and get loads of publications and press and PR?
Yeah.
Are you just solely focused on people coming through the door and spending your money? And if so, how much do you want them to spend? What dishes do you want them to buy?
Yeah.
And then when you go to the influencer, be very, very clear. This is what I deem as successful. So if you come to me and I go, Alex, we're not happy with this collaboration, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, you got 500,000 views for this. Like, for me, as like working for a while now, I'm like, 500,000 views, they must convert. But if their thing is, no, we want people to come and spend money in the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter about how many views you've got if people aren't converting. So you need to build your content around what can you do to encourage people to convert. And there's different things that you can do. You have to be really, I would say you have to be informative in your content, like tell people where to go, what to order, how much it costs, where to park, best day to go for the best ambience. Like, you need to fit that all into a video if you really want people to convert, and you also need to make sure you've got the credibility that when you suggest somewhere, people know, they go, yeah, he normally suggests good places, we'll go and follow it.
Okay. Well, I think that's quite insightful to hear it from, obviously, the influencer side to the restaurateur side.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be great once we start getting guests in.
Yes.
And we said this, like, we are going to get restaurateurs in, or people who have restaurants, and then we're going to get food influencers in as well, and then we can have these kind of similar conversations and just see the proof of pudding. Because obviously, I don't own a restaurant, you don't own a restaurant. I know you're the other side of that, you're the influencer, but it'd be nice if someone from the restaurant industry, when they talk about the importance of working with influencers.
Yeah. Like, I know.
Savage Appetites. Come on,
I know
boys.
there was a restaurateur that I was speaking with, and like, he'd been burnt. Like, he was working with one of these influencers, and they came in, right? They came in with, it was him, it was wife, it was his friend's wife, came in with 3-4 kids. They ordered everything.
Yeah.
I think the bill
Taking
was
the piss.
The bill was like 5,000 dirhams at like
What?
a burger joint. It was like
Yeah.
outrageous. They bought desserts, they bought drinks,
Yeah.
and at the end of it, I think he posted one photo.
Oh,
And it was like,
embarrassing.
it's the people like this are ruining it for everyone else. So yeah,
You're ruining it.
you're ruining it
You're ruining it. Well, then what if you just kind of replace everyone
with AI.
with AI? I'll be looking forward to this all week. Will AI replace Alex? That's kind of what we want.
Why are you so excited about that?
It's just
Delayed.
so funny. So, how this is going to work is that Alex is going to give his review. Go and post your stuff. Alex is going to give his review of a restaurant of my choice. He doesn't know which restaurant I've chose. And then simultaneously, I've asked ChatGPT in a short paragraph to give me their review.
I hope you just specify short with ChatGPT.
Short,
you know,
short paragraph.
she likes to have a little bit of a.
She or he, I don't know.
Well,
They.
question.
They.
Well, yeah,
They. So, I know we're going to judge, basically. It's a 3-rounder.
Yeah.
3 restaurant reviews. We're going to see who does the best review. I will judge it.
Okay.
I have to be ChatGPT in this scenario because I have to say it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through. Actually, you know what I did? Before we jump in quickly, I asked ChatGPT what are the 10 best restaurants in Dubai. Shall I tell you the list?
It'll be circa 2016.
Ironically, number 1, Pier Chic. They've not listened to our podcast, have you, ChatGPT? Not really, I love you, Pier Chic. Number 2, Zuma. Number 3, Atmosphere. Number 4, Nobu. Number 5, Le Petit Maison, which I do rate Le Petit Maison. Number 6, Pad Thai. I like Pad Thai.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones I'll go, yeah. Number 7, Al Hadira, which is in Bab Al Shams.
Okay.
I've been there once years ago, but it was like a buffet style restaurant.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Number 8, Ravi Restaurant.
Yeah.
I went Ravi's recently, actually. I said recently, the last couple of months. I've been twice, and it's been banging.
Good.
And I went before, maybe a year ago, and it felt like it fell off.
Yeah.
Who am I to say that? But I felt like it fell off. But I went recently. I'm happy to say
It's back.
back.
Ravi's
baby.
is back, baby. Let's go.
Number 9, which was a random one. ChatGPT, what are you doing? Zarub.
All right, yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. It's just like, okay, Zarub. Number 10, Tom and Serge.
So I feel that this list is perhaps built off out of date information.
Potentially.
If it sounds like an old list, like if you'd asked me 5-6 years ago, PSG got like being at the number one.
Yeah,
That was like. Do you remember when we first came here? Everyone was taking dates.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
the date night spot. Wasn't
It was. All right, then. Well, let's go into the fucking main event, baby. The tail of the tep.
I really hope they're not like fine dining ones because I'll be screwed.
No. I wanted one which I felt like you could do it just.
Okay,
To be
good.
fair. So the tail of the tape: Alex Augusti versus ChatGPT. Editor, put the little boxing bell. Yeah. That one, yeah. Put that one. So, introducing in the red corner, weighing out a nice 81 kgs with a height of 180 centimeters, not including the quiff, with a win streak of nailing 135 swarmers with 0 losses. Hobbies include randomly just shouting, "What's up, Just Foodies?" at inappropriate times. And runs the official Facebook Borough Market fan page. It is your boy Alex Just Food Augusti. And the challenger, weighing in at 0 kgs, with a height of 0 centimeters, with a win streak of with a win streak of knowing every conceivable known thing in the universe, with 0 losses. Hobbies include being smug about everything. Chat, info genius. GPT.
Boo,
Funny.
boo.
Funny. I asked ChatGPT, I went, "What's your nickname? If you had a nickname, what would be your nickname?" ChatGPT said,
I do
I'm-
not
I'm-
have a nickname.
"Yeah," he said,
Your
"I'm a
nickname?
computer." Or she, and they said, I'm a computer program. I don't have a nickname. And I said, "But if you had to have one,"
yeah.
he was like, "Maybe Infogenius, because I know a lot of stuff." So that's your
He's
nickname.
so smug. I have to knock him down a bit. Notice how it's gone from a she to a he now.
All day, I know. I don't know. ChatGPT is
Okay,
is
you're going
run-
down,
Right, so this
ChatGPT.
bout is scheduled for 3 rounds.
Okay. let's
Protect
do
yourself
it.
at all times. Right, I'm going to pull up the restaurants. Round number 1. You're going to go first.
Okay.
Then I'm going to say ChatGPT's response.
Okay.
Their review, okay?
I'm nervous.
You're nervous. Put your gloves up, boy. Round number 1. San Juan noodles. Ding ding! Go!
Watch out, ChatGPT. It's your boy Just Food. We're talking about San Juan Noodles, JLT. This is the hottest spot for hand-pulled noodles. The owner spent 5 years in China learning his craft of how to make these noodles. He makes them from 100% rice flour, so they're healthy. He stretches them out in front of you, quick blanch in the water, and then top with his chili oil, fresh bok choy, and an awesome selection of sauces. Everything that he does bangs, and the best part about it is super affordable. For 15 dirhams a dish, you can make sure you have an absolute feast, and don't forget to order the handmade wontons. These things are the best thing you'll ever try.
I think you got
How'd I do?
ChatGPT.
Yeah?
You got ChatGPT's on the ropes there.
Sa.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
I want to be on your
San
side.
Juan Noodles is an establishment.
I'm not going to do that, boys.
Okay.
It's too much for it. Okay. ChatGPT. Response. It's like a rabbo.
Yeah.
San Juan hand-pulled noodles in Dubai is an unassuming gem that delivers a soulful noodle experience like no other.
Ooh.
From the very first slurp, you'll be transported into the bustling streets of Asia thanks to their expertly crafted hand-pulled noodles. Their menu boasts a delightful array of options, from aromatic broths to richly flavoured stir-fries. Their signature dish, the hand-pulled noodles with succulent beef, is a true standout. It's a dance of flavours and textures that's nothing short of divine. The casual ambience may not scream luxury, but for the food, here speaks volumes. Affordability is an added bonus, making San Juan a hidden treasure for those seeking an authentic and hearty noodle fix in Dubai. If you're a noodle enthusiast, this place is a must visit. A welcoming staff make the experience all the more enjoyable.
Sweating.
Sweating.
Bruises, bruises.
I think you're swinging. I think it's a 10-9 round to Alex.
What do you reckon, Yasmin? You think ChatGPT get that first
Oh!
one? All right. Well,
Okay.
okay. It did. All right. Okay. Fine.
So what? Wait,
So we'll let Yasmin judge. So it's 1-0
Okay.
to ChatGPT.
1-0. That's true, actually.
Woo,
Yeah.
okay.
Yasmin, our lovely producer
gonna have
here,
to
it's
step
going
this up now, aren't I?
1-0 to ChatGPT. It's a 10-9 round to ChatGPT. Okay. Ding ding ding. Just add that editor. Don't. Yeah. Okay. Round number 2.
Okay.
Lile Taqueria.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'll give you a countdown of 3. 3, 2, 1. Ding ding.
Leela has been trained by one of the top chefs in the US, and after a long stint in Mexico, she learned how to make authentic Mexican street food.
Preach.
You go to Leela's, the first thing that you experience is the smell from that wood-fired oven, whether she's searing ribeye steaks or El Pastor tacos on there. The tacos are the key thing. She hand makes every corn tortilla by hand with Mexican corn, hand grind, hand pressed for every order. This is fresh flavors from all across Mexico, and you get a full Mexican experience every time you go. Make sure to get the queso cheese dip. If there's two of you, get the ribeye, sharing ribeye platter.
Yeah.
And regardless, make sure to get the churros.
Ooh, there's a wobble.
There's a few wobbles.
There's a few jabs in there, a couple of hooks, a kidney punch. You are doing off the dome, to be fair. And so is ChatGPT, so, you know. Right, ChatGPT, what are you saying?
Come on, you bastard.
Later, Takeria.
Alex, you are done for. I have got you and your job.
Knockout.
Give me your followers. You are redundant.
All right. It's Leela, right? Leela Takeria.
Yeah.
I was going to say Lila then. Leela Takeria. Okay, it's quite hard being ChatGPT. Right. Leela Taqueria in Dubai is a vibrant ode to Mexican cuisine that brings fiesta to your taste buds. This cozy eatery excels in serving up tacos that are nothing short of addictive. Whether you're carnivore or vegetarian, the extensive taco selection offers something for everyone. Their standout star is undoubtedly their slow-cooked, tender barbacoa beef taco, bursting with smoky, savory goodness. The ambiance is a delightful blend of casual and colourful, with a Mexican-inspired decor that adds the fun to the dining experience. While the prices won't break the bank, the flavors here are rich, bold, and utterly satisfying. Leela Taqueria is a perfect spot to indulge in a taco feast. Sip on zesty margaritas and enjoy the lively atmosphere that makes you forget you're in the heart of Dubai. It's a taco lover's paradise and a must-visit for anyone craving the taste of Mexico in the UAE.
Okay.
Woo! Yes!
Come on, the boys!
You're
not taking my job yet.
I think yours. This is the thing. This is what I'm noting. I think yours are a bit more authentic because they come from the person.
Yeah.
This just sound like a press release.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That one did earlier. I mean, someone he mugged you off.
Yeah. He did. He did do the mugging.
Did the mugging. Okay.
All right.
Final round.
Woo!
It's 1-1.
Come on.
1-1. You need to. This is
step
it.
Up.
Okay, here we go. Final round. Big T barbecue, baby. Let's hand over to Alex. Kick it off. Ding ding.
The UAE's biggest smoker and the biggest personality in the city, Big T Barbecue, run by Chef Big T, is the only place you need to go for smoked brisket, burgers, tacos, everything meat related. Smoked for over 16 hours, this meat falls apart. The juicy, tender flavors will transport you to Texas.
Speak to me. Go on.
The only thing to know is this place does get busy. You need to get down there early on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday to make sure that you get everything what you want. If you're going there for the first time, be sure to try the brisket. Get the pastrami, which is salted in brine for over 48 hours.
48 hours, baby.
And also get the burger, which is cooked over wood fire and topped with some of that brisket. The hand-cut fries are sensational. The banana pudding is next to none.
Ooh,
Big
back in
T
the voice.
Barbecue is the only place to go in the city for authentic rustic barbecue goodness.
Jeez,
I struggled a little bit there.
You were wobbling.
I was,
ChatGPT had a little jab and you went swinging. You know what?
It's hard off the cuff, but yeah.
There's a cut eye on ChatGPT, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. ChatGPT's
please be generic, ChatGPT.
response.
He's been in a lot of press. He'll have a lot on it.
Well, Big T Barbecue in Dubai is a carnival's dream come true. This hidden gem delivers a mouth-watering barbecue experience that is off the charts. The star of the show is undoubtedly their perfectly smoked brisket, tender, juicy, and packed with smoky goodness that will make your taste buds dance. The variety of meats and sauces they offer cater to every barbecue aficionado's palate. The rustic yet cozy atmosphere adds to the charm, making it a go-to spot for a laid-back, finger-licking feast. The prices are reasonable, especially given the generous portions and the quality of the food. Big T Barbecue is a haven for barbecue lovers, and the friendly staff and warm ambience making it a top pick for those seeking authentic, mouth-watering barbecue flavors in Dubai. It's a meat lover's paradise worth exploring. I think I know who I'll pick on that one. But Yasmin gets the pick. Yeah! Knockout! Ding, 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 ding. Come on, boy!
Get out of here! You want none on your boy!
Who the fuck is that guy?
Put the red panties on, coming. 50 G's, baby!
50 G's, baby! Oh, you did that.
That was scary. That was nerve-wracking.
That was scary.
That was
You know
tough.
what? Especially that last one. I think that ChatGPT one was dead.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
like,
Generic.
you have the smoky barbecue sauce. It's delicious.
The
But I think,
brisket is juicy and or smoky.
yeah, exactly.
I think the salmon one, the salmon got it good.
Someone did well.
I wonder what information it's pulling
Yeah.
to make the salmon one so good and the others two
The
more
whole
generic.
wild web. Yeah, I know.
Because
I don't know.
Big T's got it's in a load of publications, and why is someone's been a someone's like, forget the influencers. I'm working with ChatGPT. It's the future.
exactly. Yeah, that is the conclusion of this episode.
That is. So if you're an influencer or a budding influencer, get started now, because in a few years' time, ChatGPT is going to come and take your job.
Well, I think that comes to a nice closing
Yeah.
crescendo.
Thank God, I'm exhausted.
Same. I'm gonna go to Sam's now. Anyway, guys, look, thank you so much for listening to us. You are listening to Savage Appetites with myself, Taran, and Alex. Again, we're gonna do this weekly. We love it. So if you could do us just a small favor, just go on your phone there, go on savage.appetites on Instagram, go be a follow. You know, while you're there, just go on TikTok. Go on YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube. Watch us. You should have saw that last scene. It was wild. I mean,
there's
Alex,
blood everywhere. There's blood all in the studio.
Yeah.
My clothes are all ripped.
Exactly.
So yeah, get on YouTube.
I'm naked. I don't know how that happened. Right, but
You enjoyed that last segment.
I know.
Too much.
yeah, exactly. But anyway, look, thank you guys. Appreciate your time. Listen to us waffle on again as usual. But that's been your boys, Taz and Alex.
See you next episode, people. Good
Bye.
night. No, that was decent.
Love it.